What's up everybody and welcome back to another video. I know, I promised you guys a before and after video, but we just cannot get these houses wrapped up. Look, it's Thanksgiving week, and so all of our contractors are hunting. We're in West Virginia, and that's what they do. So we're trying to get them back on the job site to wrap them up, and then next week, Rhianna and I are in Turks and Caicos, so I don't want to say next week either, but within the next couple of weeks, I promise some before and after videos. We have 3 coming. But anyway, I thought I'd use this video to answer a question I get a lot in the comment section, and that is, how do we fund all of these properties? We have millions of dollars in properties going at a time, so we have to find the money from somewhere, right? Like this one right behind us. We have to have $70,000 cash to purchase it. We have to have cash because that's how we get the discount. People want to close quickly. Otherwise, they would just list it on the market or do all the repairs themselves. So how do we find that money? Outside investors. And if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I'm going to walk you through that entire process, how we do it, how we protect ourselves, how we protect the investors, and how we find a win-win situation for everybody involved. Without any further ado, I'm going to walk you guys through this house. Oh, and actually real quick before I take the camera from Rhianna, we're actually doing a soft flip on this house. It's where it's already in pretty good condition, and we just come in here and do some touch-ups, and we maybe put a kitchen into it, and we just make it a little bit nicer and then put it back on the market. We sell it as such, we advertise it as such. We're not trying to trick anybody, but I just want to explain that before I walk through this whole house. All right, so per usual, we're going to start on the outside of the house and kind of show the neighborhood. It's a pretty good neighborhood. It's definitely close to where they're doing a lot of development up the road here, so that's good, especially if we're going to turn it into a rental. But of course, that's not our goal. We're just going to flip it, as I explained before. And Rhianna and Tiana are out here playing. Now, I could use a little bit better landscaping. This is just beds of gravel, but at least the beds are already here, so we just have to put plants in there. And Tiana, you like playing with the rocks, baby?
Uh-huh.
Can you say hi?
Bye.
All right, do you want to take us inside?
No.
Okay, perfect. I'll do it. Oh, real quick, before we go inside, I wanted to talk about the outside a little bit more. It does have a nice driveway that goes back to a garage, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, which is really nice to have off-street parking. That's a huge plus. Also, it has a metal roof. While they don't look the best, at least not to me, they last a really long time, 40, 50 years in some cases, so you'll never have to worry about that. So again, another huge plus for the potential buyer. And then other than that, it's just siding, and the siding's already pretty clean, so we probably don't even have to power wash that. So those are all good signs. All right, as you come up on the porch here, as you can tell, it's in good condition. It will need power wash though, and I was thinking that it could use a new light right here. Lighting goes a long way, guys. Whenever you update the lighting, it just makes the house feel more modern. Another thing that's really bothering me is this 33. It is off kilter, it's not symmetrical, and I need that fixed ASAP. I just could not take looking at that every day. I know it's something small, but it bothers me. All right, Tiana, you gonna take us inside?
Uh-huh.
You can do it, you can do it. Let Daddy help you just a little bit. All right, go, go, go. Push, just push. Oh my gosh. Good job. All right, we're finally inside. Thank you for bringing us in here. And to the naked eye, this house is gonna be in really good condition. Well, not even to the naked eye. I mean, it is in good condition relative to what we usually walk into. You've been following my channel for a while. This is super clean. So right when you come in, the first thing that pops out at you is the floors. They look extremely good. Whoever had this house beforehand took extremely good care of this house, at least the floors, because these things look like they were just refinished yesterday. They weren't. We asked them if they recently had them refinished. They said no, so good for them. So you got some nice lighting here into this main living space. You got a nice chimney over here, or sorry, fireplace, not a chimney. And you know, to each their own there. I'm not sure if it's functional or not. It looks like it has a gas line coming in right there, so it's probably no longer functional. But either way, I think you do keep it as an accent piece, but you get rid of that wall. I want you guys to count how many different walls are inside this house. I think it's probably more than 5 or 6. All right, so this is the living area, and again, the lighting, that needs changed out ASAP. Everybody had these fans growing up. If you were an 80s or 90s baby, you remember these fans with the weave inside of them. Everybody had one. Okay, and then we head back here. You got your stairs leading upstairs. You have your primary bedroom on the main floor right here, which is nice, but there's a problem because your bathroom's over here. So it doesn't really make it a primary bedroom because it doesn't have a dedicated bathroom. And even if it did, it's missing the bath. So they would still have to go upstairs. So this really wouldn't work for an elderly couple that would like their primary bedroom on the main floor because of course they don't have a bath down here. So I do not think that we'll be upgrading to that because it'd be very expensive. And again, we're just doing a soft flip over here, but that is something to be mindful of if you were going to flip this house and do a complete flip. You probably want to put a bath down here. But anyway, the vanity is a little dated. That that will need updated. So will the toilet and so will the mirror. Let me show you the problem with this. So this is eye level for me. You guys see a problem here? All right, so also the paint updated and once again, the lighting. But the floor is in great shape and overall it doesn't need anything structural done in here. So just updated vanity, toilet, mirror, and lighting. And then we'll go back over here to that main bedroom. It's a sizable bedroom, which is great. And it does have a nice view out to the backyard, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. But the closet's a little small. And that's gonna be the case in most older houses. You know, it goes in here a little bit, which is nice for some shoe storage. But overall, it is a small closet. And again, different walls again. And ugly drop ceiling. So we would want to replace that to drywall. I'm not sure if that's in the budget or not, but it'd be nice. And this fan is actually relatively new, so we might be able to keep that. So there's a plus. Let me show you guys one other problem real quick, something else you want to check on. So when I go to shut this door, that's as far as it'll go. So it'll need readjusted and shaved down. That's just where the house is moved and settled and it's older. So you want all the doors to shut. People want their doors to shut. That's like a basic necessity right there. All right, let me take you guys upstairs. Let me show you guys something a little bit not so great here. What do you think? With that passcode. So it's gonna need a new handrail, or at least this one much more secure. Plus, newer windows. These are new vinyl windows throughout. Huge plus, saves a ton of money right there. And these floors, how pretty are these floors? I can't get over it. Because the house is just so old and dated, but the floors are like brand new. All right, you wanna see something funny? Or at least awkward at the very least? This bathroom. I'm not sure who thought of this. I know why they did it. It was to save money because the kitchen is right under here, so they could just bring the plumbing right upstairs and hook up all the bathroom stuff. But they should have definitely moved this somewhere upstairs because look at this slope. And it might not look so bad on camera, but watch this. Now I am 6'1", so I'm a little taller than most, but still, even if you're like 5'10", this is gonna be tight for you. Now if you're like 5'8" and under, this is your bathroom because you could like shower right there. Just don't come back over here and everything works for you. But other than that, this thing is pretty awkward. It slopes really bad back here, but there is a nice appreciation for detail right here. Check this out. The corner details right there with the corner molding. Good for them. But the bathroom's in good shape. And look, we do not have the budget and a soft flip to change this. So whoever buys this will have to deal with this and eventually move it themselves, or hopefully they're just shorter and it works for them. But for someone like me, this would not fly. And this is the only shower bath in the house, so you have to use this one for right now. And so it would not fly for me, but for somebody shorter, it might. And I almost just fell on camera because that's super dangerous. As you walk out of the bathroom right here, it just goes right to the stairs. All right, now let's head back here to the bedrooms. First of all, more drop ceiling, ugly. And we even have a different type of drop ceiling in this bedroom. And how about that color? Let me know in the comment section. You like that color or not? We actually painted a house that color one time per the request of the customer, and it got a ton of bad comments. And look, it's to each their own, guys. Someone who's paying for it, they can choose the color they want. But look at this. A newer fan will take that. And the closets are a decent size, but again, they have that sloping issue going on. So they slope down to about 3 feet in the back, but you can fit most of your clothes on this side. So not a huge deal, I guess. And the bedroom's actually a decent size. Now this one back here, not so much. This is more like an office size than a bedroom because, well, it's just small. It could work, especially for like a toddler or a young child. You got your window right there and you have your closet. So it technically passes as a bedroom. And you have a third bedroom up here to the right. Again, a different type of wall. I'm not sure what we're up to now, at least 4 or 5. And the different type of molding. That almost runs throughout this house. So, you know, that's just a DIY right there. You're gonna see a lot of that in these older houses. And I wanna show you guys a big no-no. If you ever hire a contractor and they do this, do not pay them. Look, they basically took a spray gun and they painted everything. They even painted the latch right here, and the catch is completely painted over. Look at that. So you couldn't close that door even if you wanted to. Contractors, if you're watching this, don't do that. Oh, also, different type of wall again. That is some colorful floral wallpaper for you. And then I wanted to show you one more thing. This is how you know the house is old. Some of you watching this video don't even know what that is, and that makes me feel really old. But for those who do, this gave me a tremendous amount of social anxiety growing up. This is called a pencil sharpener, for those who don't know. You used to have to walk to the front of the class while everybody's quiet and taking their test, and you'd have to get out your little number 2 pencil and do that while everybody stared at you, and if your outfit wasn't cool or clean that day, you would rather just write with a dull pencil than go up to the front of the class. And then that's pretty much it. You got a map right there, but it's a little bit outdated with its terminology, so we're going to leave that alone. Again, we're going to need new lighting in here. All right, well, that'll be it for upstairs. Now I'm going to show you guys the kitchen, the basement, and outside. All right, so we're back downstairs and we enter the kitchen. It's a galley kitchen, not a fan favorite, but it will work. It'll have to work because, again, for a soft flip, we'd have to almost remove this bathroom to make this kitchen any bigger or bring it all the way over here into this dining room, which I'll show you in a second. Now, again, guys, it's very important when you're doing a soft flip or a wholesale or whatever you want to call it, you market it as such and you fully disclose that to whomever's buying it. We always do that. We let them know we did not do everything in here. We just cleaned some things up and made it pretty. But one of the things that we're going to do in here is a whole new kitchen. New counters, new cabinets, new appliances. This thing will look really nice, and this is going to be our selling feature of the house. It needed updated anyway. Anytime you see extension cords like that, you know you're probably going to need to update it. So with new appliances and new counters, everything new, this thing is really going to pop and be a huge selling point of this house. We're going to update the lighting as well. And then you have a nice, huge dining room right off the kitchen. Again, a different type of wall. It's even different than what's just right on the other side of the house. So they must have had like a friend or a nice discount on paneling because they put it everywhere in all different kinds. Again, lighting and more wallpaper. Oh, and there was one really nice thing in this kitchen. How are these ever a thing? Like, who came out with this and said, you know what we need to do? We need to put a little bit of design on our light switches and put like carrots and apples and stuff all around. Okay, well, to each their own. Real quick before I take you downstairs, I want to tell you about a group that Rhianna and I started about 6 or 7 months ago. It's called More Than Money, and it's a group based on real estate investing and reaching financial independence. And we go live in there once a week, and there's a forum, and it's all types of resources to help you reach your goals in the real estate world. If you're interested in real estate investing and want to get started and want people to hold you accountable, this is the group for you, and we'd love to have you in there. The link to join will be down below in the description box, and now we're going to head down to the basement. All right, and then before I show you guys the nicest part of this house, my favorite part, I'm going to show you guys the worst part and why we got this house at a discount. So, just like the last house that I showed you, it has a ton of structural damage. It's going to take a ton of money to fix. First of all, that's another handrail that is not anywhere near code. So you get down here, and it's a clean little basement. Good for storage, nice HVAC over there, nice and updated. And you got a nice little washer and dryer over here, which might be coming on with Rhianna and I because, hey, why not? Updated water tank, not the newest thing. I don't say updated, I'll say new enough. But over here, which I can't show you, I like their insulation job here. It looks like birds did it. But there's a lot of, oh man, I'm probably breathing that in, so let's back up from that. Okay, anyway, there's a lot of structural going on back there that we'll need to fix. And that's why we couldn't just put it up on the market as is, and why it did not sell on the market, because a bank won't lend on structural damage. So that's what's going on in the basement and where a lot of the money is going to be spent. And then I'm going to show you guys what I think will sell this house. This backyard. Look at this. This is perfect if you have pets or anything. Now it doesn't have a gate, but you can spend a few $100 and put one up. Plenty of parking and a garage. Now it doesn't have a garage door, so that's kind of annoying, but you could use it as storage, or if you don't mind opening those doors every time, you could just use it as a garage. Nice fenced in backyard. And you got your HVACs over here. I joke that at least they fence in the HVAC so they can't run away, but really it's so dogs don't pee on them. All right, so we're gonna actually wrap this up outside because the lighting is not great inside, and Rhianna's gonna help me out here. But I do wanna talk about how we find investors on this property. So Rhianna and I being investors, I wanna tell you how the process kind of works. So what we would normally do is, look, we got this house in contract, we need $70,000 to fund it, and we need about $40,000 to flip it. So that's $110,000 that we need. So what we would do is we would put an email pitch together. We'd take some pictures of the property, we put the numbers together, the timeline, and then we'd email it out to the investors. Unless, of course, it's Rhianna and I, we're inside the company, and we would just say, yes, we want to do this next project. But a standard investor, we would send them that pitch and they would say yes or no. Normally they say yes because we actually have a waiting line of people waiting to invest with us, because we always do what we say we're going to do, and we always return their money, and we always make the money. It's always a win-win-win. So then we send it to our lawyer and say, hey, this is the property and this is the investor on the property. Then the lawyer puts all the paperwork together and makes sure all parties are protected and that all of the legal documents are in place. And so the investor actually gets a deed of trust on the property. So they're first in line to get the property. If we were to default, my partners and I run away to Mexico, whatever the case may be, then they would actually get the property through a foreclosure process. But we're never going to get to that point. But anyway, they want something to protect them, which is understanding, and we need that in place. Then they wire the money to the lawyer, not to us. The money goes to the lawyer. This is important. If you ever fund a deal, listen to these steps. Fund the money to a lawyer so that there's a paper trail, and then the lawyer takes the money for the closing to purchase the home and does the whole closing, and then it's in the company's name with the deed of trust in the investor's name, and then the lawyer writes us a check for the rest of the money to do the rehab, and then we go put that in the bank and track it through our accountant and all of that. And then we do one or two things, really just one now, but if you're grandfathered in like Rhianna and I, we get 1/3 of the profit, but everybody else, all the new people coming in, get 10% annualized on their money. So if they send us $120,000, we send them $1,000 every single month for as long as we have their money. Then when the house sells, we send all of the money back to them, and we rinse and repeat for as many houses they want to do with us. We have some investors that have 10, 15 houses with us. We have some that do one at a time. And that's just kind of how we go about it. And about finding them, go on meetups, start shaking hands, go to real estate meetups, do all these things to get around the right people, build some trust, and whatever you do, always pay your investors back and pay them on time. Your name is everything in this game, and as long as you're doing that, even if sometimes you lose on a deal, make the investor whole, because your reputation is everything when it comes to borrowing and lending money. So I hope that helps you. I hope it explains to you how we get this money and how we fund these deals. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video.